My name is Reid, and I'm Director of Youth Fire Ministries. I moved to El Paso, where I currently reside, in 1987, and I was brought here and began to work with churches and law enforcement groups regarding crimes involving the occult. And we were also doing a lot of work getting young people out of the occult. And it involved 10-year missions, really, to go and extract people out of some of the darkest corners of that world. And it also brought us into an arena of dealing with people who are involved in what we now call human trafficking, and trying to get kids out of that world and get them into safe places. In the meantime, a lot of things have happened in the evangelical church where there's been an upsurge of people getting involved in New Age and the occult within the church, sometimes not even knowing that what they're doing is occultic. And so I've been writing material on that for the last couple of years, and I just recently finished a book called War of the Ages that deals with spiritual warfare and deliverance, and that has evolved in some other work extracting people out of that kind of darkness as well. In the meantime, we had Bible studies here at my house starting in 1987. Several years ago, I became involved with a church, and we began to have young people's Bible study here, and it eventually changed into a young men's Bible study for the church high school. And then as time went on, some of the high schoolers still wanted to kind of come to Bible study, and we thought that's probably a good idea. And then we had some younger people in middle school that thought we'd kind of like to go too. And so this evolved into what we currently call ADHD, which stands for Angels Defeating Hell's Demons. And it's basically a young men's Bible study, pretty much all ages. And we just get together and we worship, and we drink coffee, and we fellowship with each other. And I try to give them a good dose of the Word every week so that they can be strong and stable. And I think the most important thing for me about that is that this is probably a time when relationships are the weakest among believers, unless you have a small group of some sort, and this is our small group. And I really believe that these young men are going to be raised up in the Lord to do mighty things for God in this hour. And it's a very, very important part of my life to think that I can serve them in some way. And we already have 2 or 3 of our young folks that have already gone into ministry, and we're pretty proud of that, and more to come. So, Lord, I see just a mighty men of God in this room tonight, Lord. I pray that you'd raise each one of them up, even those that feel like they may not be a mighty man of God, or they don't have what it takes, Lord. They've got everything they need, Lord, to fulfill what you called them to do. Father, no church is going to survive well unless they invest in the next generation. It's crucial, and you can actually gauge the health of a church by how much they invest in the youth. Because those youth in 30 years are either going to be out there not doing anything for God, or they're going to be away from God, or they will still be there helping to build the kingdom of God, or they'll be out on the missions field somewhere. And I thought we need to give this as big an investment as we can. I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about the investment of the heart. So after 7 years, the door opened up for me to be a part-time youth pastor. And for 7 years, we gave it all that we had. Our ministry was based on 3 things: worship, word, and prayer. What I enjoy most about ministering to youth is just the honesty and just being real. And that's been my heart too. I want to be a real person to them so that they can know as a Christian, whether they're struggling with little things or big things, they can just be themselves, no matter what level they're at. And I think that level of realness and honesty is something that I never want to lose, and I never want them to lose either. Real Christianity.